increase your focus by focusing on a specific desired task for a long period of time. I remember when I was in when I was young, I would say around that was 2013. I was like how old? Yeah, I was in my preteens. And basically what I noticed was I could stand or I could sit down playing games for like 12 hours. Like playing games for like 12 hours simply because of the passion and the desire and the vitality I had towards that game. I so loved that game. I so cherished that game that I would stay 12 hours. I didn't even need to eat. I didn't need to drink water. It wouldn't even cross my mind. I was so enraptured. I was so, awestruck by playing this game that I would play it for hours on end. And I always really loved playing games. So why was I able to do that? And how does every great person become so attached to doing one particular thing that they stand out in just doing that particular thing? They cannot be great if they do not focus more than the average person who focuses on that particular thing. You understand? This is where I really emphasize asking myself, why am I doing this thing and how does it benefit me in the next 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years? You understand? And in my continuing of this thing, is it going to help me? Is it going to make me become better? Is it going to increase my strength, my wisdom, my authority? What does it do for me? You understand? So these are the questions that we ask ourselves in whatever it is that we are doing. So increase your focus by focusing on a specific desired task for a long period of time. And that is simply just the key to grow in every level and in any level. Now I put the desired in quotes, right, in the title, because it has to be something that you desire, right? I cannot, let's say, go and be watching basketball because I mean it can be cool to watch, but it's not my passion. I'm not even going to waste my time watching it. It can be entertaining, yes, but I cannot just be hooked on being so entertained by it. It's not something that I really want, that I'm going to see myself playing or even entertaining myself physically by. You understand? It's just what it is. Even soccer, I don't really engage myself in sports per se, in especially certain sports, because I don't really see myself participating in it, and I don't really want to be somebody who is just in the audience trying to entertain themselves. I don't really vibe like that. So I know where it is I'm going to, and because it is my desired task, and I emphasize desired task because it is something that you have to desire. You understand? Because when you desire it, you can spend hours on it. When you desire it, you can spend hours on it. So you have to find what it is that you desire, and I'll tell you in the next video how you can build a certain desire, a certain pull, a certain urge towards a particular place or towards a particular direction or towards a particular path, because we are always being pulled by a certain longing. We desire something, and that desire is what pushes us to act, to get what it is that we are looking for. So increase your attention span or increase your focus by focusing on a specific desired task for a long period of time. And in this case now, in this aspect, needs to get to your desired end. But you cannot get to your desired end if you have not learned how to follow that path to its end. Alright, to that end result that you are looking for. So what happens is that when I say desired task, it has to be something that you desire. And I'm going to tell you how you can build desire, like I said, but it has to be something that you have an urge to, so that it's not going to be stressful at first, because that initial jump, it has to do with your interest in it. So when you're interested in it, you jump into it, you involve yourself, you're happy. After a while, you may get used to it, but the aim is a reprogramming, because you cannot sustain what it is you are looking for, and you cannot maintain it, and you cannot even grow it if you don't know how to reprogram yourself. You actually have to become a new person. The aim of all this mind control and metaphysics and mental strength and stability and mental authority is simply just to know how to control yourself and become a different person. You cannot be the same person and expect a different result. When you're a different person, then you get different results. But when you're the same person, you're going to predict that you're going to get the same results. At that point, prophecy is not even going to be hard. Prophecy is not really hard. You can prophesy when you know that somebody's like this. So I'll be like, oh, in the next 5 years, you're going to end up like this, because majority of people who have lived like you obviously end up like this. So when I say you're going to end up like this, and the next 5 years or in the next 6 years you end up like that, you'll be like, huh, that person is a prophet. No, he's not a prophet. He just saw your attitude, which he has seen in a lot of people, and he was able to predict how you were going to be in the coming future. So it's the same thing with anything you're looking for in this world. You have to have a desired pulling for that thing, and let that thing be the fuel that moves you. And then you do that till it reaches a point where, because you're obviously going to get bored of it, but that's when what you call being comes to play, because at that point you tell yourself that this is the life I have chosen to live. So even if I feel bored or out of character or kind of displaced in this particular zone, is because this is not my comfort zone. Your comfort zone is the old you. The new you has a different way of living life, and because the new you has a different way of living life, it's not going to be comfortable to the old you, but you still have to readjust. So you get used to that uncomfortability till it now becomes your comfort zone, it now becomes your identity, it now becomes your state of mind naturally. So increase your focus by focusing on a specific desired task. Simply has to do with you being completely engulfed by a particular vision, and reprogramming yourself to be that person who is living that vision, because there's a difference between who you are and who you want to be. Who you are is basically the person that needs to be programmed. Who you want to be is who you want to program yourself into. And the programming doesn't necessarily have to do with you having external resources. It's more of a mind thing. And so it's something that you do even when you are little. I heard somebody say that you don't grow big to manage well, you manage well to grow big. So you don't really have to have every single thing physically before you can now claim authority. You can have it in a mentality frame, then that mentality will now transform into physical reality. So people will be like, oh my god, he's successful. He had to be successful in mind first and move there. Then the world just showed the physical result. Simple. So it's like, whatever it is you're looking for, make sure that you know how to focus on it, because energy flows where attention goes. And energy can be anything. It can be mental energy, even physical energy, even spiritual energy, every form of energy, which is still energy. I mean, the raw form is still energy at the end of the day. That power, that force, that energy, directed based on what you are focusing or paying attention to. And that's the key. That's the key for anything. That's the key to anything. Because at the end of the day, all what we are talking about is this power that we wield in our own hands. Power that we wield. We wield this power, and in wielding this power, it leads to something that is beyond any ordinary metric as a human being, because you no longer operate on those skills. You understand how the power is, how you can channel it. You don't give it to anything. You don't even pay attention to any nonsense anymore. At that point, you willingly choose not to pay attention to it. Because let's just talk about this, right? Let's just talk about this. What is your daily scrolling content like? It's random juxtaposed hogwash that is not even correlated. You see somebody dancing here, you scroll, maybe you see somebody learn how to make food, you scroll, you hear somebody praying, you scroll, you hear somebody talking about his mom, you scroll, you hear somebody talking about relationship, you scroll, you hear and it's all these juxtaposed, and you think you're done watching that and you think you're going to be okay. It's like it's just so many things, and it's just too much. I would advise that the scrolling that you do should be one that is focused on a particular content. So if you want to, let's say, increase your financial literacy, or even your finances as a whole, you focus on people who are like that. You focus on people who deal with things like that, and then you scroll on their content. That's the right way to scroll. You scroll on the content of the people who are living the life that you want, who are teaching you the financial literacy, who are teaching you how you can use your finances. You don't just scroll on a lot of juxtaposed hogwash contents that, sure, they might be giving you value, but like, like, it's there's no order. As a human being, you can only become great and exceptional, and you become an authority in your field when there's order. And the order has to do with the order of things that come into your mind, not just random stuff. I don't just allow any random friend to just come to even to my space, or even to me randomly. Like, it just doesn't happen. Unless I make it as in, like, I make it happen. I don't even permit it around me. You have to permit certain things to come to your mind. You actually have to be the one permitting it. You don't just accept everything. You put, like, you are the gate man who is watching. Okay, this can come in, this can come in. It doesn't mean sometimes I don't just like, hey, scroll. I mean, I still do, but like, oh, excuse you. I still do, but like, I still bring myself back to the desired premise. So that's the point. That's the key. The aim is to understand that energy flows where attention goes, and we speak about mind control or energy control or self control. I understand how we can direct this energy, direct this attention, even attention control. I can even call it that. Controlling your attention to fit a particular perspective, and knowing that when you do that, you are directing your energy, you are fusing your energy. And like an archer that has a bull's eye, he focuses on a bull's eye. There's an aim. So you need to have an aim. So that's why I said focus on a specific desired task. So that's the key, friend. You grow, and then you grow, and then you grow by following these set principles.